This video will show you how to make a basic crosstab or pivot table. To add a new crosstab table, first drag a crosstab component from the component panel into the desired location in the dashboard. This will automatically open the crosstab editor. If the crosstab editor is not open, you can always press the Edit button at the top right corner of the crosstab table. This will open the crosstab editor. Use the crosstab editor to lay out the crosstab. You can specify multiple levels of row headers and multiple levels of column headers, as well as multiple measures. Let's first make a very simple crosstab, and then we can make it a little bit more elaborate. The simple crosstab will have the category as the row header. We can select this field from the data set in the left panel and drag the category field into the row header region. For the column headers, we'll use the year. Therefore, select the date field and drag the date field into the column headers region. Note that you can adjust the properties of both the row headers and the column headers by clicking on the particular field. For example, to adjust the display of the date field used as the column header, click on the date field, and this will allow you to set a number of properties pertaining to the display of the dates, including sorting, ranking, and the date grouping level. In this case, we're grouping the dates by year, so we'll leave this as the default. Note that most of these properties can only be set after you have added one or more measures. In this case, we'll add two measures. To do this, drag the total field from the measures folder and drag the quantity purchased field from the measures folder into the measures region of the crosstab editor. Now that we have some measures defined, we can go ahead, if desired, to set the sorting, ranking, and other properties of the date field or of the category field. For more information on the ranking property, please see the video on filtering top N. This basic crosstab is now ready to go, so press the Apply button at the top, and observe that the crosstab we've created gives us the categories as the row headers, the years as the column headers, and the total and quantity purchased as the two measures. Resize the crosstab as desired by dragging on the resize handles, and move the crosstab to the desired location by dragging on the move handle. Note that the year column headers can be expanded to provide finer levels of granularity, for example, a breakout by quarter. For more information about controlling this date hierarchy, as well as for information about introducing hierarchies on other fields, such as a hierarchy on category and product name, please see the videos on drilling down in data. To place the two measures side by side instead of one on top of the other, right-click on the crosstab and select Properties. From the Advanced tab in the Crosstab Properties dialog box, select Summary Cells Side by Side. Note that in the case where the crosstab has empty cells, which occurs when there is no data for a given row and column combination, you can choose to fill those empty cells by selecting the Fill Blank Cell with 0 option. Press OK to save the change. The two measures are now displayed side by side. To change the label used in a column header or row header, simply double-click on the desired cell and type in the desired label. To format the data in the crosstab, click on the data cell that you want to format and use any of the formatting buttons in the toolbar at the top, for example, Currency Format, or use the formatting options available in the Format dialog box by right-clicking on the cell that you want to format, selecting Format from the menu, and then applying the desired format. For more information about formatting data, please see the video on formatting data in a dashboard. To make further changes to the crosstab, you can reopen the crosstab editor by pressing the Edit button at the top right corner. For example, we could add another level of row header by adding in the name field, which contains the product names. This will give us two levels of row header, one for category and one for product name. You can also change the aggregation method used for a measure. For example, if we want to average the quantity purchased for each date group, category group, and name group rather than sum the quantity purchased, we can change the aggregate property here from sum to average. Likewise, if we want to change the date grouping level from year to, for example, month, change the level property here from year to month. To filter out just the top 5 months, set the ranking to top and enter a value of 5. This will filter out the top 5 months according to the summed total. Press the Apply button to save the changes. Note that we now have 2 levels of row header for category and for the product name, and the crosstab only displays the top 5 months, according to their total sales. Note that in a case like this, where the row headers or the column headers have a hierarchical relationship, you might choose instead to use the hierarchy feature. To do this, let's reopen the Crosstab editor and remove the name field, so that we're returned to the original crosstab that has only the category field on the row header. Then right-click on the crosstab and select Properties. Select the Hierarchy tab in the Crosstab Properties dialog box and define the hierarchical relationship between the category field by dragging this into the hierarchy panel and the name field by dragging this field as well into the hierarchy panel under the category field. This indicates that the category and the name form a hierarchy. For more information on using the Hierarchy tab, please see the video on drilling down in grouped data. Press OK to save the hierarchy, and note that when you move the mouse over a category, each category can now be expanded to display the products within the category. To change the label of the table, simply double-click in the table title bar and enter the desired text. Note that you can apply visual formatting to a crosstab the same way that you do for any component, that is, by selecting the region that you want to style, and then using either the buttons in the toolbar at top, for example, to specify a background color, or by right-clicking and selecting the Format dialog box to specify font, color, border, or the data format. A crosstab component, unlike other components, however, offers the concept of a table style. A table style is a unified format that applies to the entire crosstab. To apply a table style, right-click on the crosstab and select Properties. From the General tab in the Crosstab Properties, you can select the desired table style from the Table Styles panel. The table style can include formatting to the font, the background color, foreground color, as well as the alignment and borders. For information on creating more sophisticated crosstabs, please see the video on creating crosstabs with formula cells.